the less attached you can be to the outcome or the idea that this thing is going to mess things up for you, then the less likely it'll be that it will, right? Because if you say that it's a good opportunity, or it's a great thing coming through, or it's exactly what's going to make your relationship fall into place, then that's what it gets to be. What is up, my fellow dreamers and soul searchers? Welcome to the Roxy Talks Manifestation Podcast, your raw, unfiltered, and unapologetic source for all things manifestation related. I'm Roxy Lee, and for the last decade, I have been researching and developing my signature 360 method, which combines behavioral science, quantum physics, and the law of attraction to help you manifest a life beyond your wildest dreams. Visit RoxyTalks.com for more info. Now, let's get into it. Coffee Talk with Tammy. Thank you so much for the super chat. Says, I'm finally in a relationship. He did lots of promising things, like travel to meet my fam. Lately, we are arguing lots. He's not calling back when he says he will. How do I get back to that spark? You were working on yourself, doing exactly what you needed to do to get the relationship. You got the relationship. You got comfortable or something. Your old programming came back in. Your old self, the old things that you had problems with before start manifesting back again. And now you're on your old programming, asking how to get back into your chosen programming. So my answer again, how do you get back that spark? You need to get your spark back. You're missing your spark. You're missing your belief in yourself, your trust in yourself. You're not doing your practices. You're not on top of your shit. You're not on top of your sentences. You're not doing all your meditations or whatever. It's really easy to get to the point where it's like the going off the meds thing. I'm not depressed anymore. I've been on my meds. I'm not depressed anymore. So I'm going to go off my meds, but it's the meds that made me not depressed. So now I go off my meds and now I'm fucking depressed again. So this is the same thing. Manifestation are like meds. You can't go off of them and expect, or meditation, sorry, and expect it not to affect you. You're going to go back to the old way. So you have to do what you were doing to manifest the relationship to begin with. Like I said to the last person, it's the same exact thing. You along the way somehow stopped doing what got you the relationship, and your old self came back through and pushed it away just like it had been before. So you have to do what you did, not necessarily do what you did last time, but you know what works for you. So you have to bring that lifestyle back in, whether it's meditating, scripting, affirming, like I said, mental diet, 360, whatever. You have to start doing it again. Daisha, thank you so much for the super chat. Says, I had a BF who I loved for 8 years. He lives back home in Denver and I'm still in Hawaii. He started ignoring me, then I dumped him. How do we draw the line between wanting to want someone and self-respect? I think he cheated. Okay. I think for human beings, this is my opinion maybe, and don't adopt this as your own, like you don't have to think, this is just my opinion. But I think as human beings, we have this thing where like in some areas, we won't make change or we won't do what we're supposed to do until we're absolutely fed up. And then the change is easy. Like for me, like quitting smoking, I quit smoking like overnight, cold turkey, because I spent like 2 nights in a row, like after cigarettes were banned, I spent 2 nights in a row in like bars or venues or whatever where people were smoking. And by the second morning, the next day after waking up after the second night, done, no more cigarettes. And we do stuff like that all the time. You have those whatever they are, where you have moments of clarity, or you just decide you're not doing that anymore, and you're just not. And until those moments, it's like we're wrestling with our old self, or our old story, our old programming. We're wrestling with our worth and our value. Do I really deserve to have that non-smoking healthy lifestyle or whatever? I'm just making things up, right? I'm just kind of giving you fodder to think about. So part of me feels like sometimes things have to run their course in our mind before we accept that we are ready or deserve to move on. You know what I mean? But you can just decide that now. You don't have to like We don't have to do that process of like beating the dead horse till we're like, oh shit, this thing's dead. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like we do that as humans a lot. We just like keep hammering on something or avoiding something until one day you just can't anymore, or you just, you know, you get my point? But it doesn't have to be that hard. That's like I heard my dad be like, bonehead. That's like, you don't have to do it the boneheaded way. You don't have to do it the hard-headed way. You could just decide that, you know what? How about I want my self-respect and I want a loving relationship. I am going to put myself in a space where I work on trusting love. Because at the end of the day, whether or not this person's 3D version did cheat or not, all of this is coming from your own fears, worries, doubts, insecurities, right? So it doesn't matter what this 3D person does or did not do. If this kind of thinking is still in your mind, everybody's going to do this shit to you. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's this person, it's great that you had a connection with them. If he ignored you and you dumped him, cool. Like, let that, I would say, like, make forgiveness there, clean his story up, put a bow on him and put him on the shelf. And if he's going to be the person, then he's going to show up respecting you, reflecting the self-respect that you're going to work on in the meantime while he's on the shelf. He's going to say what he needs to say in order for you to believe and trust, because you're going to work on trusting and love. And you're going to be able to decide whether or not that's enough for you, if you want that relationship or not. Remember when I talked about earlier, you can get your manifestation and decide you don't want it, and there's nothing wrong with that. So I would say my advice is then to, long story short, maybe don't actively manifest this person, meaning that you're not like focusing all your attention on them. Obviously, I never suggest focusing all your attention on someone else, but you're not like putting your manifestational focus on them. It's, again, you're cleaning them up. You're putting them on the shelf. You know what? I do trust him. I know that whatever he's going through is helping him heal with whatever his baggage is, his programming from his parents, that helps, that, you know, makes him not able to be fully present in a relationship or whatever. I don't know. I'm just making stuff up again. And I'm glad that that is helping both of us heal in the best way and welcome love into our lives. Those parameters allow you guys to come together, or even greater opportunities to come to you without you blocking it, or, you know, putting up this, it has to be him or fuck him, or, you know, it in my mind, if you're not sure what you want to do about this person, clean up their story, put him on the shelf. That's the way I put it. Let him exist in your mind as kind, caring, respectful, doing what he needs to do to operate in a relationship in the most loving, healthy, positive way, right? Because that's best case scenario. If you think of him in that way, and then you work on your love story and work, you know, I do trust love. I know that the people around me are trustworthy and honest. What was that thing we made up? FLM, fidelity, longevity, monogamy. Love relationships are amazing, and I love feeling appreciated and prioritized, you know, and you're doing these things to yourself. You're not just saying these things, you're actually loving and prioritizing yourself. Then again, like I said, that allows him to come through and just mirror that right back to you. So my advice would be just like, you know, you can both. You can still want this person and also like let them do their thing and heal over there at a site, out of mind. You're going to be healing over there. Great. Thank you. Appreciate it. Over here, I'm going to be working on loving myself, putting myself first, prioritizing myself, working on building trust with love. And it's done with sentences. I do trust in love. When you start to feel worried about someone doing something, I'm not worried about that. I know that I can trust the people around me. Okay, now the thing that's coming up is like, also, should there have been cheating? Maybe there needs to be forgiveness of cheating in the past or fears of it. Go down the road to the beginning of where that started and just kind of forgive all the little dots along the path. And that's your work. I am offering group programs. We're starting one tomorrow, actually, and it's all about inspired action and working with inspiration with the universe. It's called Taking Massive Action, roxytalks.com/programs, if you want to check that out. Also, we have our monthly subscription Synergy, where you just get all of the stuff we do. So if you're in Synergy, you get the master trainings, you get the courses, 360's coming back. You'll get to be in the new 360 round. You literally get everything that we do just a part of it. And we're actually going to start doing fun events. Like I was talking about with Tiffany, the event, Leanne and I have like a bunch of different events that we are planning on doing in Synergy, like numerology night, astrology night, the wine, like all kinds of different stuff that we want to bring into Synergy for those who are on our monthly subscription package. So that stuff's coming through that's going to be coming down the line in Synergy. Synergy gets you access to everything we do, all the programs, all the master trainings. You already get all my courses when you sign up anyways. That's already in there. And and Leanne says Synergy also includes a manifestation library. So we have a bunch of curated, like anything that you're looking for manifestation wise, we have like all of the clips, like down to the minute. Leanne has them curated in there. So we have a lot of stuff in there, and you have a private community. So Synergy is just great. But that's our monthly program. When you're ready for long-term commitment and you're not going anywhere, Synergy is definitely where it's at. And then on top of that, I will say I'm going to be opening up for mini masterminds soon. At the moment, they're probably going to be more business related, like what I was talking with Tiffany. Anybody that's like a coach or an entrepreneur or a business owner, or is looking to kind of like make it branch out on their own, that's the kind of content that I want to start working more intimately with people. So I'm going to bring back, it's not going to be one-on-one, and it'll be small groups, but we're going to bring it back in like that more intense coaching with the mini masterminds coming soon. So that's what's on the line coming up soon. Doesn't mean that's what it will always be, but that's what we have coming soon. Amora, thank you so much for the super chat. Amora says, a guy I started dating recently just accepted a job offer abroad and is moving in 3 months. He can't decide whether to continue dating me. How can I manifest for him to relax and enjoy the process? Oh, I love that that's your perspective on it. So, okay, Amora, I don't know if you've been here before, but I'll just tell you. So a lot of times, like I'm channeling information. It's just coming through me. And I don't know how it is for other people, but for me, it's like a cue or like a line, and whoever's in front, like I can't help the second person till I help the person in front of them. So I can only tell you what's first coming up before I can get to the next thing. And for me, it's a personal story. So that's why I preface this by saying like, I'll get to something about you, but I'm having a personal story come through first. I had the person I dated before, kind of in between my husband, he was a chef, and right when we first started dating, he got this opportunity to be a chef in Aspen. Remember, we were in Denver, so he was in Aspen, which is like 4 hours away. So instantly I was like, well, bye. Like, no offense, but like we had just started dating. I was like, I'm not about to do a 4-hour long distance relationship, And so I kind of was just like, it's your, whatever you want to do. Like take it or don't, whatever. Anyways, it came down to it where like, he really didn't want to do it. And it was a really good opportunity, but which he probably would have taken. But I was like, listen, like no shade, like there's no love lost. Like, I'm just not going to do that kind of relationship. But like, I think you should totally go after whatever it is that you want. Like, I'm not going to tell you what to do. I'm not going to participate in that. Right. He ended up not going. And what ended up happening is that he ended up getting the chef position at the restaurant he was already at. So it turned out to be way fucking better, because he would have got like a sous chef position in Aspen, and he ended up getting a chef position at the same restaurant he was already at. So, because it was for the same place, they had different locations. So that move changed the trajectory of his career and fast tracked him like probably 5 or 10 years, maybe somewhere in between. I'm not going to take credit for that, but I was like, listen, like do what you got to do. I'm not going to try to hold you back. I'm not going to say don't go like without me, but like I'm not going to do that. But go after your dreams, man, or do what's right for you, basically. And I like that the last sentence you said, how can I manifest for him to relax and enjoy the process? That's what we're going to intend for him. He's enjoying this process. It's like he's figuring it out on his own, and he's at peace with this. He's at peace with this decision. He's at peace with the fact that things might change, but we don't know how they're going to change. Because I'm looking at like my situation and seeing like the parallels and trying to like, I'm bridging the gap here. But like, again, what ended up happening for this person in my situation was that it like what seemed like a great opportunity, but kind of wasn't, also ended up, him passing that up gave him the opportunity to become, way bigger, bigger chef faster. And, he obviously his career took off after that. So best case scenario, I don't know what's going to happen with your situation, but if in your mind it's best case scenario, I'm going to be happy and fulfilled either way. Because I wasn't like pressed about it. I wasn't like, oh my God, I'm going to lose somebody that I just met. I was just like, you know what, cool, man. Like, who am I to tell you to not to fucking take an amazing opportunity? We've only been dating for a few, like, so I wasn't holding on. There was like no resist. The only resistance really was him realizing that he probably didn't actually want to take that job. So, but feeling like he should for his career would be the good move to do it. And when it ended up being like that wouldn't have been the best move for his career. So not saying that that's the same situation with your person, but my point is that like your perspective on it is good. How can I manifest for him to relax and enjoy the process? It's going to start with you affirming that he is relaxing and enjoying the process and seeing him that way and like not giving into what the 3D is showing you if it looks like he's stressing about it or he's worried about it. Like if he looks like he's stressing or worried, you're like, I'm so glad that he's got it figured out. It's an easy decision for him. It makes sense. It's making us more, happier and more fulfilled. Like you can, and you could, if you wanted to say, and I'm going with him and it's going to make our relationship stronger. If you want to add that caveat, you don't have to take on my story where I was just like, man, whatever. Again, we was only like a few months into dating this person. So it was like, I didn't really have that much attachment at the time. So again, my point is like, the less attached you can be to the outcome or the idea that this thing is going to mess things up for you, then the less likely it'll be that it will, right? Because if you say that it's a good opportunity or it's a great thing coming through or it's exactly what's going to make your relationship fall into place, then that's what it gets to be. So it's important that you just be aware of what you're saying about this and choose what you want it to be and say that no matter what's going on around you, what it looks like, you're like, oh, wow, it's working out in my favor, even if it looks like chaotic, right? So yeah,